Alright, so I moved back, undo quite a bit, just down to get rid of what was going on here. So if I rewind, and I can see that rotation on the Z, which is what I want to see. And so these buttons are actually doing exactly what, if you go to curves, pre-infinity and post-infinity cycle. So if I set those, so I believe this one is a pre-infinity with offset, so we just want the first button. And if we select these curves and just put a little bit of rotation, or if you just middle mouse drag, so select both of those tangents, we get those to match up. And from here, same thing, we want these on infinity. Oops, so select the two. I'm just making sure they're going the same direction. So select the curve and pre and post. Just like so. Okay. Now I can see that head. So it looks like it's a little much. So what I want to do is select the head, go to the rotate channels, grab them, and then right about the middle, I'm going to just actually from the rotate Z, I'll just select that and hit R, so frame that. And so I'll probably want to find anywhere like off of this. So this is being the main frame, and I'm just middle mouse dragging just to soften that. So now it's not as harsh with the head. Okay, just rotate around there, just taking a look. Alright, so with this, I do want to add just a little bit in the hips. Okay, so once he comes up, right about here, I want to just throw a little bit in the X going down. And then from here, so rotate X, since that's the halfway mark. Actually, that's not what, actually, just a little bit that way. Like so. Alright. And then this is going to be really subtle as well, so we'll go about the halfway, so 1 to 60. So here, let's go. And from here, what I want to do, so since we're doing that rotation, right, I want to basically throw a little bit, going a little over to this foot. So I'm just kind of shifting that weight over just a little bit. So it's just kind of like a bob back and forth. It's really subtle, but you can actually see that. So if you look at and watch his hips, his weight's kind of shifting over. Okay. And then this one, so if we notice there's, so we're getting the natural rotation in the arms. So what I kind of want to do is add a little bit into the elbow and the hand. And so I'm actually going to make that rotation on, so I'm just selecting the Y. Okay, so this is all, the Y channel is all I'm affecting now. So with that, so if I go and start just a little back, and so one, I want to make that change on 60 as well, so Control E. and then here I'm actually going to just bring that a little forward, say here. So middle mouse dragging, okay. And then from here, I can actually select the hand, okay, and then do post and pre and post. And this will just select both keys and then move this over to. And so we'll have that. Remove, let's try and actually move them back to. Nope, not what I'm looking for. There we go. Just kind of like a little bit of sway to his hand. So let's actually probably do it. There we go. So just offsetting that by so many frames, almost like almost 17 frames that I'm offsetting that. So here I want to do that as well to the other side. So from here, want to think about, so since I'm already kind of forward here on one, I go to 60 and hold down Shift E, and then we'll look probably about the midpoint again, and then actually move this back in Y. Okay, and then I'll grab the hand and do post or pre and post, and select these, select the curves, and we'll probably just move them back just a little bit. Oh, it's the wrong way. There we go. So it just kind of adds a little bit of life to those hands so they're not totally still. So one thing that we can check while this is just running is just hit Control Space in the perspective view. Control Space. Can I not go? There we go. Okay, so animation. If I hold, is it, nope. Let's see here. We want to go to animation mode, Control Space, and actually I'm just going to go to Maya Classic and just, alright, for this I just want to go and bring my playback heads-up display and frame rate, not frame rate, current frame. Oh no, let's see. Windows, animation, UI elements, time slider. Okay, so now I can take a look at what's going on from a bigger view. Alright, so I'm actually going to save this workspace. So save current workspace as animation 2. Save that. And so from here, I actually just work a little bigger. So, alright, so from there, if we go and open up our channel box layers, and go to our facial rigging, and what I want to actually do is go in here and select these eyes. Okay, so select those eyes, and then I'm going to turn off the facial controls again. And so from here, what I want to do is actually just make some quick little small eye darts. So with that, I'll just go to the E key, and so E, and in the world, So I'm just holding down the E key and then left mouse, and then I get the marking menu and I can say world, okay, and so that's what I want. So now I can actually, let's see, do I have both? What's going on with the right eyeball? So I just want to make sure this one is selected. Okay, something going on a little weird. Actually, I'm going to save this animation and then go back to the rig file. And so just rig and go to facial controls and grab this. Okay, looks like the skinning didn't take for some reason, so I'm actually going to select vertices and go to Paint Weights tool and go to, let's see, I'll say right eyeball. Okay, unlock that and select the right eyeball. And let's see, where is that being associated? So cancel that search out. And so it might be coming to the face or the head. So it's not on the head. It's not on head end. Let's see, where is it getting placed? Right lower eyelid. Okay, so I want to get rid of that. So right eyeball, and then I'm going to replace and flood 100%. So flood, and so the right eyelid is now no longer getting rotated on that. And so here I can lock those and select the eyeball. And looks like, okay, something else is getting affected. So with that, I'll select these verts again and go to my paint skin weights. And so lower eyeball, it's not the eyelids. Let's see, where is that? We just want to find where that's actually getting let's see here. Is it on? It is on the head. Okay, so I want to unlock the head and go to right eyeball. Right eyeball and say flood. Okay, and then say lock inverse, lock that one, go to here, and we'll select that eyeball. Okay, that looks right. And I'm going to do a file save on that rig, and you'll see why we actually, once we go back to this idle, and now when we select this, we still have our animation. Okay, you'll see that all of our animation, I'm going to just collapse this or close this tab, and so now we still have that animation data on there, which is what is awesome about referencing. And so here we can select those eyes and then hide. And so here we can see that we have control over those eyes now. So with that, I'm going to go maybe say to 18 and just set a keyframe on the rotation. So Shift E, and then 2 frames. I'll just actually rotate just a touch and maybe up. So now he's just kind of like looking over towards to his right. So screen left, and we'll just set a new key, say on 39, so Shift E, and we'll probably just go back to, actually let's do another, actually we'll go back to 60, and so 2 frames, and we're just taking this, so we're taking frame 60 because we're going back to this, and if we middle mouse drag to frame 40, it keeps that in mind, and if we hit Shift E, now we have a new keyframe. Okay, so he's just kind of, whoop, whoop. So if we look at this, this might be, so what we want to do is probably grab this and drag this out a little bit, just so it doesn't look like he's doing it all the time. So just grab this, and so if I just Shift left mouse drag, I can actually select those keyframes and move them in time. So now this just kind of looking, and we can actually tweak that by going to the graph editor. So if we go to animation and just select these translates, so actually they're rotates, not translates, so here we can actually just move this up just so it's a little bit more subtle. It's just a little much, so I'm just grabbing those keys and just moving them a little closer up to the first mainframe. So yeah. So this is where you would want to probably make this like 120 frames, and then you could add some additional eye darts and maybe an eye blink as well, just to add to that. So I'm going to call this idle good, and so from here I'm just going to actually do a file save and switch back over to animation 2. Alright, and then so from here it's kind of what my idle 1 animation looks like. Alright.